Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is another podcast. This is the My Way Podcast, episode 10. Episode 10. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I started the writing of this before my oldest nephew called me, and shout out to him, because that's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know, but I know. That's the guy. So, and the other one, Dominique. So me and Marquise had a good conversation, and the conversation was about, he was talking to me about a guy he met, and the guy had an import, a Japanese car. And I wanted to mention this because it just blows me away, because it's like, I'm a car fan. I've been a car fan for years. I just want to come up here and talk about this. So he said, I forgot the name of the car. I forgot what it's called. It was something I never heard of. It's a Nissan something. But a guy had one, and he had it hooked up. I think he had what color was the rims? Black. Silver and black. It brought back some memories. I had a car that was silver and black. I had a Prism. I had a 2000, no, not a 2000, a 99. Miles was a 99. I had a 99 silver with black 15-inch rims. It wasn't bad. It's got the little four-cylinder, but that little four-cylinder will get you down the road, you know what I'm saying? And it had a lot of potential. You know what I mean? Good car. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. So let's talk about my plans for 2025. It's very strategic and very exciting, and it's a renewal, it's a refreshing, it's if that makes any sense. It's like every new year you get a chance to start over. You know what I'm saying? So just start over. It ain't nothing wrong with starting over. Get you some paper, get you some pencil, and write stuff down. New Year's resolution. Write down your resolutions. Write down everything so that you know exactly what you want. And you can write down the plans and everything so you can keep up with it. Just like people do with calendars. You write stuff on the calendar so you don't forget it. Write all that stuff down. It'll come in handy. It'll come to use later on. Trust me, if you don't know yet, you'll find out. You will find out. Can anybody remember the first time that you got a game system? Drop a comment. Let me know what was your first game system that you ever got. And let me know what you had, and let me know what the first game was you played on that game system. I think mine was It's between the 64, the Nintendo 64, or the Sega Genesis. It's one of those, but I can't remember. It was my earliest. You know, not only did we get to experience the entertainment when we was growing up, but it did something to me. It did something to us, like emotionally. It does something to you when you get that first time. You know what I'm saying, with something, and it's always, that's always a good feeling to have, and always a good feeling to stick with, or other words, it sticks with you, it don't leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like a memory, a good memory. You know what I'm saying? It don't ever leave or whatever. Continuing, so I found a couple ways to make life great, regardless of, you know, what's going on or what I'm going through. Like, when I was growing up, I used to watch Pokemon. Well, I collected Pokemon, the cards, you know, and right now I collect baseball cards right now. But if you know, you know, video games, the PS5, I plan on getting the PS5 probably this summer. I'm gonna go ahead and get me a PS5. I think it's time to upgrade, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to my cousins, my firsts and my thirds, and everybody else from Jamesville. And I remember growing up, and we did a lot of cool stuff. We did a lot of cool stuff together when we was growing up. Does anybody remember Digimon cards? Because they also had Digimon cards. They had Pokemon and the show, the TV show. They had Digimon, and they had Digimon cards. And just my opinion, I think Digimon had better graphics with the characters. That's just my opinion. And I think I actually, at one point in time, I had more Digimon cards than I had Pokemon cards. I had a whole stack. I remember one time, this was the early days, like early 90s, 2000s, when it was just coming out, or it was like in the middle of everything. So I had a whole stack. I had like 200 cards at one time. All Digimon and Pokemon, I think, mixed. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But does anybody remember a show called Zoids? Y'all remember watching Zoids on Cartoon Network? I think it came on Cartoon Network. It's a lot of stuff that came on Cartoon Network. A lot of good shows. Excuse me. Yeah, the robot animatronic animals that will fight, they will fight them. And I thought that show was so spectacular. I might watch it later, matter of fact. I might put it on later. Since I mentioned it, if I remember to put it on, I might watch it later. Because, you know, all that old stuff that they used to put on TV back in the 90s and the early 2000s, it's on YouTube now. You can watch it. You know what I'm saying? So it's up there to watch. So if you want to watch something that you used to watch, all you got to do is put it in on YouTube. You know what that is. You know, you find everything on YouTube. You know the little saying. You know what I'm saying? But action figures, WWE, they changed that actually. It was WF in the beginning. Y'all remember the wrestling? It was WF at first. WWF. They changed it to WWE. I remember when they changed it to WWE. That was a long time ago. But yeah, them days was good. My favorite wrestler probably between The Rock and John Cena. I really like John Cena. John Cena is cool. You know what I'm saying? John Cena is cool. Bionicle. Do y'all remember Bionicle? It was a TV show also. It was a cartoon with some robotic looking figures. And they had the action figures too. I used to have I had a few of those action figures. And I absolutely loved Bionicle. Yeah, I had a few of those. I had a few of them that I used to keep around in the old house and whatnot. We used to play just about every sport. Me and my family on our land. We played every sport: basketball, football, golf. We rode bikes. We used to do a lot of that baseball in the backyard. We did that. And let's talk about the Sandlot. Let's talk about the Sandlot. Okay. The Sandlot was like, to me, that was like the epitome of baseball. If you get what I'm saying. When that movie came out, it had me wanting to play. And I had a baseball bat. I had a red and white baseball bat. Do anybody remember that baseball bat? It was red and white. Any in my family. Do y'all remember that baseball bat? It was red and white. But I used to could really hit a baseball. Matter of fact, I didn't think in the beginning to mention this. My cousin, see, the town that I was living in at this time, everybody was like related, like everybody cousins, something like that. So my cousin was my I got an elder cousin who was the PE teacher. And every now and again we would go outside. We went outside, we played baseball. When I tell you I love that. I think baseball is one of the best sports to play. It's like, it's a lot of running involved, but the running is like, it's all right. Because when I was growing up, I couldn't really play sports. I played like with my cousins and stuff like that. But because of my medical condition, I couldn't play sports. But I learned how to shoot pool. I know some of y'all heard about that. If you haven't heard about that, you can check out my article about my passion for pool and how that all came out. That's in my first article on medium.com, Chestnut Lamar. That's also in the description of my channel that I have on my YouTube channel. So it's the YouTube channel and it's the writing profile. Check that out when you get a chance. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I have 11 projects, 10 or 11 projects on my writing account. So just give it a check out when you get a chance to. I'd appreciate it. And if you like what you read, just like if you like what you see on my YouTube channel and stuff, if you like what I'm talking about, if you like anything I'm doing, hit the like button, share it, please and thank you. If you don't mind, get it around to a few people, let them know what I'm doing and whatnot. But back to the conversation that I'm having with y'all. I was kind of decent with the baseball. Moving on to basketball. Basketball, I watched basketball. Let me see. I watched it a little bit. I think my cousins was into it a little more than I was, but I did watch it. I watched football too, but not like they did. I would play, but I didn't watch it like that. But we played football too. And we had a ball. We had a blast. And yeah, that was pretty dope. One of my cousins had a good arm on him. He could throw the furthest out of all of us. He could throw past what we could throw. He's always been real good with that. And believe it or not, I could have been kind of nice with that baseball stuff. I didn't play like in school or nothing like that, because when we was in elementary school, they actually had a team, not a baseball team, not that I know of. I know they had a basketball team. And I know that my first cousin, Seymour did play. I don't remember if Adonis played or not, but I know Seymour did. But Adonis used to run track. I hope I ain't talking too much, man. I'm just thinking about memories, man. I'm just talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is nostalgia. It's the stuff I'm talking about is memories, but some of the stuff that that we used to do, people still do it, or they still into it. Like, it's a passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a baseball one time. Don't remember where I bought it from. I think it was at some kind of convention or something like that. But the baseball was signed by two people. And I held on to that baseball probably for a couple years. And I did get rid of it. I think I sold it to a pawn shop, but they didn't give me a lot for it. But anyway, I don't think anybody has done what we done. You can't go back, but you can't let good memories die. You can't let good memories die. Played so much basketball. We made our own basketball court. They don't do that. They don't do that. PS1 days. Gran Turismo. PS1 days. Oh my goodness. And the sports on television, I remember watching motorcycle racing. We watched the super bikes and the dirt bikes. And I remember sitting at my grandparents' house with my cousins watching the races. Ain't nothing like that. Sitting there betting on the race, who gonna win. I sat there one time looking at a race, and I was watching this one particular guy on the motorcycle. And when I say they was racing, I'm talking about back and forth, passing head-ons, like not head-on, neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, no slack, all motor, just going at it. 100 and how fast was they going? Like 160, 170, 180, almost 200. And I remember sitting there watching the races, like faithfully watching racing, to see these guys race these cars, these fast cars and stuff. I'm like, that shit badass, you know what I'm saying? Pardon my French, but you gotta have some willpower to do something like that. That's something else. It's a mind thing too, you know what I'm saying? And it had me thinking like, one day I'm gonna get into it. It ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be that fast, but I'm into that. You know what I'm saying? I had one or two ATVs when I was growing up. I had but I didn't have a fast go-kart. I had a go-kart. Me and my sister had a two-seater one time that my dad got us. And we used to ride that thing, and we thought we was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? Them little vehicles is fun. It's fun to have ATVs and stuff, especially in the summertime when it's hot. You know, you can ride around and catch the breeze and whatnot. You know, shout out to Amador. You know, he had a couple items in the yard. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that I could talk about. You know, sometimes I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. But motocross. Does anybody remember? I'm sorry. Does anybody remember the diecast, all the diecast stuff besides the Hot Wheels, like the motorcycles and the dirt bikes? When they was doing the dirt bike racing, they made action figures for the dirt bike racers. They had dirt bikes with the racer, the action figure, about the size of, you know, the diecast motorcycles, about the same size as those. And they had ATVs too. I picked up one or two diecast ATVs, nice looking things. I had a Raptor, 660 ATV diecast. I forgot the brand, but it was nice. They had the suspensions and everything. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, I mean, and this is the other thing is don't forget this. I'm gonna mention this. I'm glad I thought of this. So whatever you doing, whatever you wanna do, or whatever you did, you can do it now. You can still do it. You can do it in the future. You can plan for it. You know what I'm saying? Dreams are not just dreams. Dreams are reality. The definition of that dream that I'm talking about is something that you want to do that's not make believe, it's not fake, it's not fiction, it's real, and you just got to figure out the steps to get there. Because it is possible to be what you want to be in this one life that you have. You can do it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it, because you can. It's about how you manage your money, and you just make that checklist. You remember that checklist? You write all that stuff down until you get to, well, I was writing this down and put the money aside, get a little bit more, put that aside. That new that TV, that better TV, so I can see a better picture, so I can watch my movies on it and I get a better picture. Or you want a new car because the one you got, it might run okay. Old cars run good. You know, you take care of them, they run forever. But you see another car and you like it and you want it, you just put the money to the side and you keep doing it. You rinse, repeat, until you can get to that point. Just take it one day at a time. That's all. And don't rush anything. But anything that you want to do, it is possible, and keep God first too. Because without him, you wouldn't even have this if it wasn't for God. You see what I'm saying? With this, you could do anything. If you have a good one of these, you can do anything you want to do. You just got to plan it. Write down your plans. Write it down. Mark it out when you get it, when you're finished or whatever. But I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation that I had with y'all. And once again, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, share, etc. And I will catch y'all again on the next My Way podcast. Thank you. Have a good one.